taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. You were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the...
Hello, what's up mga kamatler na isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na edu creator sa mathematics, si Sir Ash. And today, we are going to have a new reviewer series para sa ating mga minamahal na grade 7 students. And this is in preparation para sa kanilang paparating na quarter 3 examination. So in this video ay magkakaroon tayo ng question and answer, of course, ng mga series of questions in line with the competencies for the third quarter examination. So, wag na nating patagalin pa. Kung ikaw ay bago sa ating channel, paki-click naman ng subscribe button and notification bell para lagi kang updated sa ating mga videos na ilalabas sa ating channel. So, let us go. Question number 1. Alright. What is formed when two rays are joined and share a common endpoint? Is it A, ray, B, angle, C, line, or D, line segment? I will give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright mga kamatlearner, napakadali ng question na ito kasi ang sinasabi dito ay dalawang rays lamang na kung saan sila ay pinagdugtong. And ano ang tawag sa geometric figure na yon? Okay, so ano nga ba ang tawag? Is it ray, angle, line, or line segment? Ray kung isa lang. Pero pag marami na sila, rays na yon. Pero kahit pagdudugtungin mo ang mga endpoints ng rays na yon, hindi ray ang tawag doon. Magkakaroon ng ibang tawag doon. So basically, ray is a wrong answer. Alright. Now, how about line? Oh, when we talk about line, of course, isang linya lang ito. So it could be a straight line with two arrows at each endpoint. So, hindi din ito ang sagot. Of course, another thing is kapag puputulin mo yung dalawang endpoints na yun, that will become a line segment. But it doesn't ask our questions. So, therefore, the correct answer for this problem is basically angle. Alright, napaka-easy lang talaga, right, my dear math learner. So, now, let us go to question number 2. What angle has a measurement of exactly 90 degrees? Is it A, straight angle, B, reflex angle, C, acute angle, or D, right angle? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, math learners, napakadali na naman ang isang question na ito. Bakit? Because we are having a question on definition. So, ano nga ba ang tawag sa isang angle kapag 90 degrees? So, let's consider the given choices. So, the first one is straight angle. The straight angle is an angle that is exactly 180 degrees. So, mali ito. Reflex angle naman ay isang angle na kung saan ito ay mas malaki sa 180 degrees pero mas maliit sa 360 degree. Alright, so mali pa rin. Now, how about acute angle? Acute angle by definition is an angle that measures from 0.1 or greater than 0 but less than 90 degrees. So, mali din ito. Of course, kapag pinag-uusapan natin ng 90 degrees, exactly, that is what we call right angle. Alright, easy lang talaga, my dear math learner. So, I hope you are enjoying our reviewer series kasi napakadali lang nito. Now, let us go to question number 3. What do you call an angle which measures 90.5 degrees? Is it A, obtuse, B, acute, C, right, or D, straight? Alright, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, math learners, napakadali ng tanong na ito. Bakit? Because kanina, na pag-usapan na natin kung ano ang mga definitions ng acute, straight, at saka right. Sabi ko nga kanina na ang straight ay exactly 180 degrees. So, we are finding 90.5 degrees. So, that is wrong. Ang right naman is exactly 90 degrees. Ito ay 90.5. So, this is also wrong. How about acute? Sinabi din natin kanina that it is more than 0 degree but less than 90 degree. However, this is given 90.5 degrees. So, therefore, mali ang letter B and our correct answer is letter A. Alright? Because by definition, obtuse angles are angles having the measure of greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Alright, now let us go to question number 4. What is the measurement of angle L if angle K measures 53 degrees and angle L and angle K are vertical angles. Alright, is it A, 127 degrees, B, 53 degrees, C, 37 degrees, or letter D, 217 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, math learners, kapag pinag-uusapan naman natin ngayon ang vertical angles, ito ang mukha niyan. Okay, so let me just show you this drawing. So when we are talking about vertical angles, parang ganito lang yan. So let's say this is what we call the angle L and this is what we call the angle K. Pag sinabi nating vertical angles, ito ay back-to-back angles. So by definition, we know that when two angles are vertical angles, then they are basically equal. Okay, so if our angle L is, ano ba tawag dito? If our angle L is 53 degrees, then we could also say that our angle K is also 53 degrees. Alright, let us check kung tama ba tayo. Ayan, napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 5. Question number 5. What is the measurement of angle 1 given in this figure? Okay. And then we have the choices. A, 57 degrees. B, 237 degrees. C, 123 degrees. Or letter D, 147 degrees. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng tanong na ito. Bakit? Kasi as we can see in this figure, angle 1 ay ito. Of course, vertical angle niya si angle 3. Pero among this given figure, the given here is the 123 degrees in which this is the vertical angle of angle 2. So, itong angle 2 ay 123 degrees. But if we consider the relationship of angle 1 and the given 123 degrees, ito ay nagfo-form ng isang straight line. Tama? Okay. Dahil nagfo-form ng isang straight line yan, that is what we call a linear pair. And always remember, a linear pair is always equal to 180 degrees. So, dahil may 123 degrees ka na dito, ilan na lang ang kulang para maging 180 degrees. So, what you will do is 180 minus 123 and the answer for that is letter A. Alright. Easy right? Lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 6. What is the measurement of angle 3? Alright, ganito pa rin ang given figure. So, is it A, 237, B, 123, C, 57 degrees, or letter D, 147 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, as you can see here, angle 3 is the vertical angle of angle 1. Kanina na-solve na natin na si angle 1 ay 57 degrees. So, therefore, dahil vertical angle sila ng angle 3 natin, therefore, ganun pa rin ang ating sagot. And that is equal to letter C. Alright. So, that is our answer for this question. Easy lang, my dear math learners. So now, let us go to question number 7. What do you call those lines in the same plane that do not intersect? Okay, is it A, intersecting lines, B, parallel lines, C, perpendicular lines, or letter D, transversal lines? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Those lines, okay, or those line in the same plane but do not intersect. So, let me remind you, my dear math learners, that there are relationship between lines. You can have intersecting lines kapag nagtatama silang dalawa. So, basically, do not intersect. Mali na ito. Okay? Parallel lines, those are two lines that do not intersect. Ayan, merong ano na tayo, may hint na tayo. Perpendicular lines are intersecting lines that forms 90 degrees. So, nagtatama pa rin. Ang tanong natin, do not intersect. So, mali din ito. And transversal lines are basically lines that intersect parallel lines. Alright. So, as you can see, the correct answer here is letter B. Parang ikaw at yung crush. Hindi talaga magtatagpo. Alright. So, I hope, my dear math learners, you are enjoying our discussion for today. Now, let us go to question number 8. Which of the following does not represent parallel lines? Alright, so remember, parallel lines are those that do not intersect. Alright, is it A, window pane, B, pedestrian lane, C, paper lines, or D, crossroad? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang nito. When we say parallel lines, okay, ito yung dalawang lines na hindi tatama. Pero we are finding here does not represent. Okay, so kapag mag-intersect sila, that is the answer for this question. So, saan ba sa apat na ito ang tatama yung dalawang lines? Of course, napakadali lang. Ito yung crossroad. Kaya nga tinawag na crossroad kasi nagko-cross yung dalawang road na yun. At it represent two lines that intersect with each other, not parallel. Alright, so napakadali lang ng question na ito, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 9. The figure at the right consists of two parallel lines. So, ito na yan. Cut by a transversal. Ito na yung transversal natin. What do you call the relationship of angles x and y? So, x and y. Okay, are they alternate interior angles? B, alternate exterior angles? C, corresponding angles? Or D, same side interior angles? Okay, 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners. Now, let's talk about relationship in parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, so when we say about corresponding lines, ito, okay, magkapareho talaga ng mukha yon. So, if this is your figure, okay, just find the arrow, alright? So, ang kamukha nito ay ito, okay? So, yan ang magiging tinatawag natin na corresponding angles. Kung ito naman ang mukha na uusapan, so ito din yung kamukha niya. Pero, kung titingnan natin, magkamuka sila Y at X pero hindi sila pareho ng posisyon. So, they are not corresponding angles. Mali ang letter C. Alright. Now, of course, at kung titingnan naman natin ang X and Y, nasa loob ba sila o nasa labas? Alright, very good. Nasa loob sila. So, hindi sila alternate exterior angles. Kasi pag alternate exterior angles, we are talking about outside angles. Alright, so ito dito. Ito naman dito. Ayan. So, meron lang tayong dalawa. But basically, my dear math learners, it is very self-explanatory because when you say alternate, that is parang zigzag motion. Okay, so parang zigzag. O yan, zigzag. Alright. So, dahil nasa loob ito, then that is what we call alternate interior angles. Ayan. So, napakadali lang, my dear math learners.
right?
So, this is, the letter D is wrong din. Same side interior angles. So, basically, parang wala naman akong naririnig na meron isang na definition or any name of same side interior angles. So, walang kawaw-wow doon. Alright, now let us go to question number 10. The figure at the right consists of two parallel lines cut by a transversal. Okay, may ganun pa rin. So, if angle 1 measures 27 degrees, so ito daw yun. Okay, 27 degrees. What will be the measurement of angle 4? Alright, so is it A, 27, B, 153, C, 63 degrees, or D, 90 degrees? Alright, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, so kung titingnan natin, if we check 1 and 2 here, they are vertical angles, right? Okay, so if this is 27, then we can say this is also 27. Pero did we answer the problem? No, not yet. Kasi ang tinatanong is angle 4. Now, ano ba ang relationship ng angle 2 at angle 4? So kung titingnan natin ang mukha nila, pareho sila ng posisyon, right? So that is what we call corresponding angle. So if that would be the case, my dear math learners, corresponding angles in the topic parallel lines cut by a transversal, they are congruent. Pareho sila. So, angle 2 and angle 4 are also equal. So, therefore, the correct answer for this problem is 27 degrees. Okay. Easy
right?
lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, congratulations dahil tapos na tayo sa ating first part ng ating reviewer series for grade 7. Now, let us go to our part 2. Question number 11. Question number 11. What is the use of a compass in constructing a line segment congruent to segment ME? Okay. A, to draw an arc above a point M. B, to draw an arc between points M and E. C, to measure the length of segment ME. Or D, to measure half the length of the segment ME? Alright, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, so balikan natin ang question dito. Dahan-dahanin natin, my dear math learners. What is the use of a compass? So ano ba tong compass? In constructing a line segment congruent to segment ME. So pag meron kang segment na ME, okay, so let's say meron kang, let's say, gawa tayo na, okay, so we have here, okay, so first things first, let's say gawa tayo ng segment ME. Okay, segment ME yan, alright, ayan. Okay, so ano daw ang gamit ng compass in constructing a line segment congruent to ME? So, of course, ano bang mukha ng compass, 'di ba? Hindi ito yung compass na parang may bilog tapos merong north, south, east, west. Hindi ito. Okay, hindi yan, hindi yan. Okay. So what does compass mean? Ito yung parang ganito ang drawing, okay? Yung parang may ball pen diyan, merong ilalagay dito na pencil, ayan, okay? Tapos merong ano dito. Tapos ito iikot yan siya. Okay. So basically, what you will do with the compass is you put this end from here and then you put the compass there. Okay. Then yung ball pen dito, the tip of the ball pen. Then kung ano gaano to kahaba, okay, kung ano yung ano opening niyan. So ililift mo yan ulit. So from that position, okay, from that position again. So ilaline mo na lang sila. Okay, magagawa ka na ng point there and then you just make the line over there. Okay, so basically ano ba nakasagot sa position na yun? Okay, so to draw an arc above the point M, so mali yan, my dear math learners, klarong-klaro yan, mali. Now ito naman to draw an arc between points M and E. Okay, to draw an arc. So basically we are having between, okay, not above, between. Okay, to measure the length of segment ME and to measure half the length of the segment ME. So hindi ito half, mali na ito kasi we are talking about line segment congruent, so mali na yan. So now, congruence is basically the same length. So the correct answer here is letter C. Alright, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na yun pero medyo somehow mahaba nga lang. Alright, now let us continue to question number 12. Question number 12. What does it mean when a line is to be bisected? Is it A, to copy a line, B, to connect another line, C, to cut a line into two parts, or D, to cut a line into two equal parts? Alright, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, when we are talking about the word bisected, okay, pag sinabing bisect, you cut it. But you cut it in half. So when we say you cut it in half, it should be equal. Alright, so A wrong, B wrong. So letter C, that is also wrong because we are talking about equal parts and that is letter D. Alright, napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now let us go to question 13. When bisecting an angle, the straight edge should be used to A, mark the point, B, copy the angle with an arc, C, measure the angle formed, or D, connect point and the vertex. Alright, is it? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners. So, first things first, when bisecting an angle, so pag meron kang angle dyan na drawing, okay, I'll just show you the drawing. Okay, first. Okay, so kapag meron kang angle dyan, ay, okay, example lang ha, angle lang siya. Sipin nyo na lang ng angle ito. I know medyo curve masyado ang aking angle. So, when you make an angle bisector, so make sure na equal ito siya. Yan, equal yan. Sipin nyo na lang equal yan. So, ano daw ang gamit ng straight edge natin dito? Alright, so in bisecting an angle, what is the gamit of our straight edge? So yung straight edge, ito yung parang panglinya sa gitna. Alright, so to mark the point, to copy the angle with the arc, to measure the angle's form, or to connect the point and the vertex. So basically, if this is the angle, and then ito yung gitna niya, so you make another point here, and yung straight angle or yung straight edge na yun yung gamit mo dito pang connect papunta dito. So basically, the correct answer is letter D. Okay, let's check kung tama ba tayo. Ayan, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Now, let us go to question number 14. What is a polygon? Is it A, a closed figure made up of line segments? Letter B, a closed figure made up of curved edges? Letter C, an open figure made up of line segments? Or letter D, a closed figure made up of overlapping line segments? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, paano nga ba ito? Napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Bakit? Kasi when we are talking about polygon, it is a closed figure. Okay, so when we say closed figure, mali na ang letter C. Ayan. Now, saan na lang dito? So, when we are talking about a polygon, it has sides. Okay, not curve. So, mali na din ang letter B. So, which among these two is the correct answer? Now, my dear math learners, when we talk about polygons, we are not talking about overlapping line segments. So, we are talking about a closed figure with sides. So, that definition is pasok na pasok sa ating letter. Ayan, my dear math learners. Napakadali lang talaga ng question na ito. Let's go to question number 5. How are polygons named? Okay, is it A, by its number of sides? B, saan ang B? Dalawang B na ito. Okay, sorry. This is a typographical, So, may C dito. Okay. So, this could be letter B kasi both A and B. So, this would assume na ito yung B. Okay. So, A, by its number of sides. B, by its number of angles. C, both A and B. D, none of the above. Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds to figure your answer. Alright, math learners. So, paano nga ba tayo magpapangalan ng isang polygon? Okay, so polygons are basically named kung ilang sides meron siya. Okay, so pag tatlo ang sides, triangle. Pag apat, quadrilateral, and so on and so forth. Now, of course, depending of side, we are also in line with the number of angles. So, kapag meron kang tatlong sides, meron din yung tatlong angles. So, basically, A and B are the correct answer here. Okay, so, kung A lang yung sagot mo, mali ka. Kung B lang yung sagot mo, mali ka din. So, the correct answer is both A and B. Ayan, my dear math learners, tama nga tayo. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Easy lang talaga. Now, let's go to question number 16. Which of the following has the least number of sides? Alright, pentagon, A, B, triangle, C, quadrilateral, or D, hexagon. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Napakadali lang ng tanong na ito, my dear math learners. Alright, so ano nga ba? Pentagon is a polygon with 5 sides, triangle with 3 sides, quadrilateral with 4 sides, and hexagon with 6 sides. So saan doon ang pinakamaliit? Alright, so the correct answer is letter B. Okay. Wow, kasi walang challenge ang question. Now, let us go to question number 17. Squares and rectangles have 4 sides. What type of polygon are they? Alright, is it A, quadrilateral, B, pentagon, C, hexagon, or D, heptagon? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this very easy question. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng tanong na ito. Bakit? Because pinag-usapan na natin kanina kung ilang or ano ang tawag ng mga polygons with their corresponding sides. So, pentagon has 5, wrong. Hexagon has 4, 6 pala, hexagon. And then, ang question natin ay pinagtatanungan dito is 4 sides. So, heptagon has a 7-side or 7-sided polygon ang tawag dyan. So, therefore, the correct answer is letter A. Napakadali
Easy,
lang,
right?
my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 18. Which of the following does not represent a polygon? Okay, so does not, ha? So, is it A, a sheet of paper, B, at the top of the table, C, a shoebox, or D, the face of a Rubik's Cube? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, ano nga ba ang sagot na ito? Or ano nga ba ang sagot sa tanong na ito? Does not ang pinag-uusapan natin. So, a sheet of paper, basically that is quadrilateral. Okay, so it is a polygon. Ayan. Letter B, the top of a table. So, yung top of the table, so basically yung table, it is in the presumption that it is a rectangle. Tama? Kasi yung top lang ang pinag-uusapan. So, that is still a polygon. Okay. So, that's not ang pinag-uusapan. So, mali na ano. So, the face of a Rubik's Cube. So, face lang. Not the whole Rubik's Cube itself. So, yung face lang ng Rubik's Cube. So, ano ba ang shape ng face ng Rubik's Cube? So, that is a square. So, it is still a polygon. Alright, so the correct answer is letter C, a shoebox. Bakit shoebox? Because a shoebox is a solid figure with six lateral faces. So, para kung isipin natin, meron siyang top, bottom, at meron ding mga sides sa gilid. So, basically, it's not a polygon. It is basically now a solid. So, letter C is the correct answer that answers the question does not represent a polygon.
Easy, right?
Alright, so now let us go to question number 19. Which of the following is a regular polygon? Is it A, square, B, rectangle, C, trapezoid, or D, hexagon? Okay, so my dear math learners, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, for this question, my dear math learners, ang tinatanong dito is regular polygon. So, when we say regular polygon, it is a polygon regardless of how many sides. It is a polygon with equal measurement of the sides and angles. Okay, so a rectangle is focused on equal angles, not sides. So, this is wrong. A trapezoid is basically not the same sides kasi mas mahaba yung second base compared to the first base. Okay, hindi yan. Now, we have here hexagon and square. Now, it says here that hexagon is 6 sides. We have here square. Now, when we talk about hexagon, it does not simply say na regular hexagon kasi as long as meron kang 6 sides, it does not kinakailangan na equal talaga yung mga measurement ng sides. So, therefore, mali ito. The correct answer is letter A, square. Kasi by definition, a square is a quadrilateral with equal sides and equal angles. Alright. So, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Now, let us go to question number 20. What is the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon? Okay, is it A, 90 degrees, B, 180 degrees, C, 270 degrees, or letter D, 360 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, now remember, when we are talking about sum, it means total. Okay? So, talking about polygons, maraming klase ng polygon. Merong triangles, quadrilateral, hexagon, pentagon, yung mga ganun. Tama? And the measurement of the interior angles will depend on the formula n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Pero ang tinatanong dito, hindi interior angles. Ang tinatanong dito, exterior angles. So, regardless of how many sides you have, there will always be the same sum of the exterior angles, and that will form a whole circle. And the correct answer for that is letter D. Alright, 360 degrees. I hope you get that one, my dear math learners, and do not forget that. Okay, so congratulations, you have already finished the half of our reviewer series for grade 7. Now, let us go to the next half of our discussion. Question number 21. Alright, we have here, what is the measurement of angle 1 in the given illustration at the right? So, we have here 80 and 60. And then, hindi sinabi ang third interior angle, pero ang angle 1 is yung exterior angle ng third angle. Okay, so is it A, 120 degrees, B, 130 degrees, C, 140 degrees, or letter D, 150 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, now let us check or what is the answer for this problem. Now, if you think the answer here is very easy because nandito na sa given, so wala naman sa choices, so basically, mali yung sagot mo. So, paano mo makukuha ang measurement ni angle 1? So, my dear math learners, there are 2 ways to get this one. First is when you get the third measurement of the angle, and then you subtract it to 180 degrees because of the linear pair. Okay? So, if this is 80, this is 60, that is already 140. So, 140 minus 180 degrees para makuha itong third angle, so that is 40 degrees. Then, ang 40 degrees, ima-minus mo na ulit sa 180 degrees, and the answer for that is 140 degrees. Ito, letter C. The other thing is that by the definition of the exterior angle in terms of triangles, according to the definition, the measurement of one exterior angle is the sum of the two remote angles. So, we already have 80 here and 60 here. You just add them directly and you get the answer. So, still 140 degrees. Ayan, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. So, my dear math learners, I hope you are trying to answer din our question from a paper para at least ma-check mo kung tama ba yung mga sagot mo sa ating discussion as we go on. Okay, and you can also comment kung ilan ang score mo sa ating reviewer series. Alright, so now let us go to question number 22. Is it possible for a regular polygon to have each of its interior angles measure 142 degrees? Okay, is it A? Yes, it is a triangle. B? No, it will be a concave polygon. C? Yes, by using the sum of interior angle formula to get the number of sides. Or D, no, a regular polygon has equal angles. If each interior angle is 142 degrees, it would have 9.47 sides, which is not an exact number of. Okay, napakalalim ng na yun, discussion na yun. So, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, basically, ang tinatanong dito is, posible bang magkaroon ng measurement na 142 degrees sa loob ng isang polygon? Okay, so as you can see, my dear math learners, if that would be the case, unang-una sa lahat, mali na itong triangle, kasi the total measurement of a triangle is 180 degrees yung sum sa loob. And then, ang tinatanong each angle. So, hindi na magkakaroon ng possibility na 142, 142, 142. So, mali na yan. Okay. Of course, wrong talaga ang sagot na yes. Okay? So, the correct answer is no. Pero saan ba dito sa dalawang ito ang tamang kasagutan? For me, this is far-fetched masyado itong mataas na explanation kasi you need to prove na if this 142 is correct. However, for me, my dear math learners, kapag ikaw ay merong 142 degrees, there is a big possibility agad-agad na ang isa doon ay iikot talaga para maging masasatisfy niya ang total measurement ng isang angle, and if that ng isang polygon, and if that is the case, then you will have a concave polygon, a reflex angle sa loob doon. So for me, letter B ang tamang kasagutan sa question na ito. Okay, my dear math learner, easy, right? Tayo, pero somehow hindi siya easy. Now, let us go to question number 23. What is the measurement of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon if the sum of the measurement of the exterior angles of any polygon is equal to 360 degrees? Is it A, 46, B, 56, C, 60, or D, 66? Alright, so I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, para sa katanungan ito, napakadali lang. Dahil 360 ang outside, and ilan ba ang exterior angles na nasa isang hexagon? Okay, of course, meron ding 6 yun. So, you just divide the 360 by 6 and you will get the correct answer as 60 degrees. Alright, napakadali lang ng question na ito, my dear math learners. Right? Now, let us go to question number 24. What is the value of x in the given triangle? Is it A, 35 degrees, B, 45 degrees, C, 55 degrees, or D, 65 degrees? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, paano nga ba ito sagutin? Napakadali lang. The total measurement of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So, meron ka ng 110 dito, meron ka ng 25 dito. Pag i-add mo yan sila, that will become 135 degrees. So, ilan na lang ang kulang para maging 180 degrees? And the correct answer is, tantaranang, letter B. Alright, 45 degrees. Alright, so yung tatlo, mali yun. Easy na talaga ang question na ito. Now, let us go to question number 25. Question number 25. What is the value of the fourth exterior angle? So, we have here the figure given. Is it A, 135 degrees, B, 131 degrees, C, 129 degrees, or letter D, 127 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, for this question, napakadali lang. Babalikan natin ang definition natin kanina na any polygon, kapag pinag-uusapan ng exterior angles, the sum of it is always 360 degrees, yung isang circle. So, meron na tayong 38 dito, 100 dito, 91 dito. So, ilan na lang ang kulang para maging 360 degrees. Okay, so we have 38 plus 91. Okay, so that will be 9, 129. Okay, so, 129 plus 100, 229. So, ilan na lang kulang ni 229 para maging 360. So, ima-minus mo lang yon. And the correct answer for that is letter B. Ayan. So, easy lang ang question na ito.
Easy, right?
Now, let us go to question number 26. What do you call a line which intersects a circle at 2 points? Okay. Is it A, radius, B, minor arc, C, secant, or D, tangent? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, for this question, napakadali lang because we are talking about definition of a line that intersects the circle into 2 points. Kapag 1 point lang ang tawag doon ay tangent. Okay. Ang minor arc naman is the part of the circle outside yung ano talaga niya, yung circumference niya, pero less than 180 degrees. Okay, so yun, minor arc ang tawag doon. So, mali din yun. The radius is a line segment that passes or that starts from the circle or center of the circle going to any point of the circle. So, mali din ito. So, talking about a line that passes to 2 points, the answer for that is secant. Alright, easy lang
right?
talaga. My dear math learners, now let us go to question number 27. Which of the following is true about a diameter? It is less than a radius. Letter A. B, it is always in a horizontal position. Letter B. C, it divides the circle into 2 semicircles. Or letter D, it has an endpoint located at the center and on the circle. Okay, 5 seconds to answer that question. Okay, first things first, kapag dalawang radius or dalawang radii ang pinag-uusapan tapos they are connected with each other, yung dalawang radii na yon, that is magiging diameter. So, mas malaki si diameter kaysa kay radius. So, this is 4. Yan. Ito naman, horizontal position. Ito yun, ganun. So, hindi ganun lang parati ang diameter. So, it could be like this, it could be like this. Okay, so mali din ang letter B. So, we have here, it divides the circle into 2 semicircles. And letter D, it has an endpoint located at the center and on the circle. So, this is the definition of a radius. So, mali ang letter D. The correct answer is letter C. Alright. Napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 28. Father bought a hula hoop for his younger daughter. The diameter of the hula hoop measures 1 meter. In centimeters, what is the measurement of the radius of the hula hoop? Okay. Is it A, 5 centimeters, B, 50 centimeters, D, 500 centimeters, or letter D, 5,000 centimeters? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Bakit we are talking about the radius, not the diameter? So, sabi dito, ang given, ang diameter ay 1 meter. So, ang 1 meter, kapag i-convert mo into centimeters, that is 100. And remember, the definition of a radius is half of the diameter. So, half ng 100, that is very good. 50. So, the correct answer is 50 centimeters. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 29. How long is the diameter of a DCWD pipeline if it has a radius of 1.3 meters? Is it A, 1.3, B, 2.3 centimeters, C, 2.5 centimeters, or letter D, 2.6 centimeters? 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Bakit? Because radius 1.3. So, para maging diameter yan, dalawang radius lang ang pag-uusapan natin. So, dalawang radii na yon. So, 1.3 plus another 1.3, that will become 2.6. Yun, napakadali lamang nito, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Now, let us go to question number 30. How many radii are there? Okay, so ito yung figure dito. Is it A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, another simple question because when we are talking about radii, it is from the center going to any part of the circle. So, center, isa. Center, dalawa. Center, tatlo. So, therefore, the correct answer for this problem is letter C. Alright. So, congratulations, my dear math learners. You have finished the third part of our reviewer series. So, now let us go to the last part, and that is question 31 on. Question 31, okay. The same figure pa rin sa question 30. Which of the following is our semicircles? Is it A, arc EV, arc EV, okay? B, arc OV, C, arc OE. Is it A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, 3 only, or D, 1, 2, and 3? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, talking about semicircle, that is the definition of half. Okay, half. So, ito yung mga arcs natin. Okay, meron tayong tatlong arcs dito. Ito, maliit lang. Hindi ito half. This is 1/4. Ito din EO, 1/4 lang din ito or O. So, isa lang ang medyo half dito. Ito yung EV. So, therefore, the correct answer is only number 1. Ayan. So, napakadali lamang, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Now, let us go to question number 32. Same figure pa rin. If LO, ito yun, measures 5 cm, centimeters, what is the measurement of EV, 5 diameter? Is it A, 2.5, B, 5.5, C, 5 centimeters, or D, 10 centimeters? 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, as you can see here, LO here is a radius, right? And EV, we are talking about EV here. So, ang EV ay isang diameter. So, radius, you just multiply it by 2 or dalawang radius lang, dalawang radii lang, magiging 1 diameter na yun. So, i-double mo lang ang 5 centimeters and that is letter D. Alright, so tama tayo, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Easy lang ang question na ito. Question number 33. Which of the following is not a tool in basic geometric construction of polygons? Is it A, calculator, B, compass, C, pencil, or D, straight? Is it which among the four given choices? Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, ang tinatanong dito is not a tool in geometric construction. So, of course, as you can see here, ito ginagamit natin ang pencil panggawa ng mga polygons, lalong-lalo na si compass at si straight edge. So, isa lang dito ang hindi natin ginagamit kapag geometric construction ang pinag-uusapan, and that is calculator. Ayan. So, tama pa rin tayo, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 34. Which of the following cannot be used as a straight edge? Straight cover of a book, ID protector, letter B, C, index card, or D, flower pot. 5 seconds to answer this question. Napakadali lang, my dear math. Okay, question. Saan ba dito ang ginagamit bilang straight edge? So, of course, yun yung merong parang edge, okay? Or merong panglinya, okay? So, cover of the book, may panglinya yon. ID protector, may panglinya din yon. Index card, may panglinya din yon. So, kaanat ang pinag-uusapan natin. So, flower pot, pabilog ang flower pot. So, therefore, the correct answer here is letter D. Alright, tamang-tama tayo, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to the question 35. In solving problems, which of the following should not be done? Okay. A, make a plan to use in solving the problem. B, understand the problem by identifying what the problem is asking. C, solve immediately without understanding the problem to save time. Or D, check your answers if it makes sense. Okay. 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, para sa katanungan ito yung parang nane-neglect lamang ng ibang estudyante. Kasi ano ba dapat ang hindi mo dapat gawin kapag ikaw ay nagsosolve ng problem? So, unang-una, kailangan hindi ka padalos-dalos. Okay, so regardless pa kung ano pa yung reason mo para sumagot ng isang problem, kung gusto mong mapadali siya agad-agad, well, gusto naman natin na lahat na mapadali yung mga problems natin, tama? However, kapag wala kang pag-intindi or pag-analyze kung ano ba yung hinihingi ng problem or ano ba yung mga solusyon sa problem na yun, hindi pa rin masasagot ang problem na sinasagot mo. So, therefore, the only thing that shouldn't be done here is letter C. Ayan. So, bawal kang mag-solve diretso. Itong letter A, B, and D, Yan ang mga dapat mong gawin kapag ikaw ay nagsosolve ng problem. Alright, so question number 36 na tayo. The parking space of the ABC Mall has a 540 degrees total measure of interior angles. So what is the shape of the parking space? Okay, is it A, hexagon, B, quadrilateral, C, pentagon, or D, triangle? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, so my dear math learners, ang technique dito ay very simple lang. Kung nakinig kayo kanina sa sinabi ko para makuha ang total measurement ng interior angles, meron tayong formula na ginagamit doon. That is n minus 2, where n is the number of sides, times 180. Okay, so since given agad dito ang total measurement ng angle. So, pag-uusapan na lang natin kung ilang 180 ba ang magagawa sa 540. So, alam na natin na basically, si triangle, 180 lang ang total doon at si quadrilateral ay 360 lang. So, mali na yun. So, saan sa hexagon at sa pentagon ang tamang sagot? So, if you continue the 360, magdadagdag ka pa ng 180. Therefore, dadating ka sa 540. Tama? So, ang 360 na yon is from the quadrilateral. So, kung magdadagdag ka pa ng isang 180, then isang side na naman yun. So, that will become a pentagon. Alright. So, that is 5 minus 2 times 180. The answer is 540. So, letter A is... Alright. So, I hope you get that one, my dear math learners. Right? Now, let us go to question number 37. In basic construction, what is an appropriate tool to make a circle? Is it A, compass, B, protractor, C, ruler, or D, pen? Napakadali ng question na ito. 5 seconds. Okay, math learners. In terms of a circle, of course, yung protractor, half of the circle lang yun. Yung ruler naman, pang straight edge yun siya. Pencil, of course, yung pangsulat mo. So, para makagawa ka ng isang circle, kailangan mo ng compass. Yan. So, napakadali lang ng question. Easy, right? Okay, now let us go to question number 38. Three interior angles of a pentagonal room measure 60 degrees, 80 degrees, and 90 degrees. The other two angles are equal. What is the measurement of the other two angles? Is it A, 155 degrees, B, 165 degrees, C, 180 degrees, or letter D, 200 degrees? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, kung babalikan natin yung question kanina about the answer yung pentagon, di ba nalaman na natin na yung total measurement ng pentagon is 540 degrees. Tama? Alright. So what we will do is, we just subtract this given tatlo. Okay? So 60 and 80, that's 140. 140 plus 90, so that will become 230. Tama? So, 230, ima-minus natin ngayon sa 540 degrees. So, 540 minus 230, the answer would be 310. So, this 310, ito yung pag-share ng dalawang angles na yan. Okay? So, 310 divided by 2, ano bang sagot? Or ano bang kalahati ng 310? So, the correct answer is, ayan, letter R. So, B, C, at D ay mali. Alright, now let us go to question number 39. A flag of a country is a regular polygon whose interior angles measure 60 degrees each. Okay, what is the shape of the flag? So, 60, 60, 60. Ganon. So, basically, is it A, triangle, B, quadrilateral, C, hexagon, or D, pentagon? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. So, my dear math learners, the only time that a regular polygon will have an interior angles that measure 60 degrees each is when the polygon becomes, alright, so the correct answer here is letter A. Bakit? 60, 60, 60, that will become a regular triangle, which is also known as equilateral and equiangular triangle. Right. So, easy right? Lang talaga ito. Because kapag quadrilateral, para maging equal side siya, 90 ang kailangan doon. So, pag hexagon at saka pentagon, mas malaki pa. Okay. So, 60 lang pinag-uusapan dito. Therefore, the answer is triangle. Alright, my dear math learners. Now, we are down to our last question. Aling Marites has a pottery business. Most of her clients wanted pot which are regular hexagon. What will be the measurement of each angle of the regular octagonal pot? Okay, is it A, 135 degrees, B, 180 degrees, C, 120 degrees, or letter D, 90? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, so my dear math learners, of course, dahil tinatanong dito regular octagonal path. So, regular octagon ang pinag-uusapan. So, kanina, alam na natin na ang 90 degrees ay para sa quadrilateral. So, mali na yun. Okay, now, para malaman natin ang regular octagonal path, so what we should do is we get first the total measurement of an octagonal or octagon. Okay, so how do we do that? So let me show you this. So first, we will have a n minus 2 times 180. Okay, so if that is the case, if it is an octagon, so 8 minus 2 na tayo dyan. So 100. So that will become 6 times 100. So kapag i-multiply natin ito, so that will become 4. Okay, so 6 plus 4, so 1,080 yan. Okay, so itong 1,080 natin ngayon, this is the measurement of the whole octagon. So ilan ba ang sides or angles ng octagon? So meron tayong 8. So what we will do is we will divide it. So we have here 8, okay? So 28 tayo dyan. And then we have here 3. So this will become 24. And this will become 40. So we have 5. Alright. So therefore, the correct answer is 135 degrees. Alright, so let's check whether we are correct, my dear math learners. Alright, my dear math learners, we are correct. So my dear math learners, congratulations at natapos mo ang ating reviewer series for the grade 7 in preparation for the third quarter examination. So if you do have more questions na hindi natin na-tackle for this reviewer series, kindly put it in our comment section below. I hope I have helped you in some ways para i-prepare ka sa iyong paparating na examination. Please, if you enjoy this reviewer series and you think that this can help other students, then kindly share this to your fellow friends, classmates, and schoolmates. Click that subscribe button and notification bell. Thank you so much. This has been your YouTube Edu Creator, Sir Ash, and always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much. God bless and keep safe. Always.
I got a taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there.